Welcome everybody to the WTFGO Show episode 4 for May 31st. Probably going to show up on the 1st of June. First of the month. My name is Jason Carmona, Editor-in-Chief of WTFGamersOnly. With me once again, we have Emperor Ernest Johnson.
That's right, what up?
And back for the second time, or third, we should say.
Third time, man.
Don't call it a comeback.
We have Thomas DCC Lee.
What's going on, everybody?
Awesome.
Playing some Left 4 Dead now.
And not mic'd. We actually have our good friend Nick here who's sitting here, and he's going to fucking heckle us while we talk about games off mic. You'll hear him. He'll probably be the ghost of the podcast.
Yeah, the ghost of the podcast.
Ghost of the WTF show podcast, always taunting us. That's not right. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's very true.
So, Ernest.
Yeah.
New podcast. What have you been playing, man?
I finished Saints Row 2. It's old. It's dated. It's an old game, but it's still really good. It's well written. The characters are just really, really good. It's fun to play. I definitely recommend it for sure.
Is that the only game you've been playing?
Well, that was the one game that I finished. I'm actually almost done with Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. So I'm burning pretty fast through that game. It's really, really... it's not excellent, but it's really good. It's not
as difficult as past Prince of Persia games.
That's why it's really good. You can actually recommend it. I haven't had the game facts, anything for it yet. It's really fun. It's nothing amazing, but it's probably the second most enjoyable Prince of Persia game I've probably ever played. I like the 2008 reboot the most. But this one is good. It's kind of like Sands of Time, but it's just easier. It's quicker. It's designed well because it doesn't have you running all over the place for like 30 minutes trying to figure out, okay, I have to get all the way up here, but like I don't understand like what the game wants me to do to like where exactly does it want me to go. This game leads you. You have a clear idea of what you're supposed to do. The fun is actually doing it, and it's not too difficult or crazy, so it's actually just, it's really fun to play. Graphics are alright. They're not that great, but they're not bad. If you like Prince of Persia, this is definitely comes recommended. If you don't, this is still really accessible, so you might still like it. I'd recommend it, though. It's not expensive. It's cheap, but, there's no online or anything like that.
Did you get any new pickups since the last podcast?
No, actually I haven't. I've been pretty good with my money lately.
That's good.
What? That's not my pick. I didn't get a flashcard, but...
The ghost of WTFGO Show.
Yeah, I was visited by this ghost, and he was telling me about this flashcard device where you put into your console, and it's you think, oh, so it's like a like a flashcard with a bunch of emulated ROMs on it. No, it's sort of, but it's it's not emulation. It's a flashcard with a bunch of games on it that you play with the actual hardware and the controller. So it's completely fucking amazing.
Every time, Nick, that your voice comes up in this podcast, I'm going to add a Scooby-Doo ghost in your likeness. So every time you talk or laugh or we hear you in the background, the Scooby-Doo ghost of the WTFGO Show is going to pop up. Just so you know.
Yeah, that's actually why we were late for the podcast, is because we were fussing around with the Duo, and like, I don't know if it's just my Duo, but volume is super low on that thing. So for like 20 minutes, we're like messing around with different cables, saying, shit, is my Duo like messed up to where there's no audio on it? And it still may have issues, but I'm not sure. I just remember that the volume was like, I had to put my receiver almost to max to like really hear it good.
Did you get it fixed? No?
It works. It's not like it's not working, so I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
So if any of you out there have a Turbo Duo and like, you're like, no, I have like no sound problems at all. In fact, the sound is really loud on that thing. Then they'll tell me I have an issue.
I've still been playing through the Unfinished Swan because I've been working a lot. A couple graveyard shifts and whatnot. When we're not chilling, discussing what we're going to talk about on the next show, I've been working late. And so I haven't had much time. I took my PSP to work with me a couple times. Played a little bit of Ninja Gaiden. It's
good.
Funny. Yeah. A couple coworkers like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Unfortunate with some of the recent announcements that Sony has made in regards to Vita, which we'll talk about later when we start covering E3 predictions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks, and the Vita is great. It's a great console. It's there's no support for it, which sucks. You know?
And I don't understand why, because it's like it's really good hardware. It's super powerful.
I think the
screen is nice.
You know, I saw something online, and I do have to agree with it. That it's the right type of system during the wrong era, because everyone now is short-term memory and wanting to play mobile and stuff like that, and it's hard to, like, when you're on the go, to want a full console-like experience like Killzone. You know what I mean? Like, listening, I'm not going to mention who I heard that from, but just hearing that opinion, it's valid. It's a valid argument to be made that, you know, people prefer those, you know, drop in and drop out type games where it's just quick play, you know, like Fruit
nothing
Ninja
serious to get into,
like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been playing that. Caroline, my daughter, has been blazing through
the
Unfinished Swan.
Wow. And I was gonna ask, like, is it a long game or something? Like,
it's not long. It's just broken up into parts, and so
you've been playing it for a little while.
She's been playing. Yeah. I've been babying it. You know, like a chapter or a part to a chapter every maybe other day or so, you know what I mean? But she rails through it, and she's further than I am.
Damn.
Yeah, and she even showed me that the saves carry over from Vita to PS3, which I didn't know. She showed me that, and I was like, well, shit, you know? Like, you obviously know more than I do now, and she's always asking me, what do I do now? I was like, you're teaching me now, you know? So, like, other than that, I mean, just the same Vita games I was playing last cast. I did pick up some new games this weekend, quite a few. My daughter's school was having their annual festival, end of the year festival, where they try to raise money for the school and the church and whatnot. And so they have this annual festival. At the same time, they have this rummage sale where they try to, you know, sell items to pay for uniforms for kids and new, you know, PE gear and stuff like that. So they have this rummage sale where all these donated items are given to the school, and they sell it to, you know, try to profit. So this year, since I'm trying to build up my collection slowly but surely, try to get all the cheap games I can first while they're cheap. And I thought, you know, it might be a good idea to drop in on the rummage sale to see if they have any games. So they had, like, this briefcase full of games.
I love that's a briefcase.
And it had PS2 and DS games. A lot of the DS games were like Dora the Explorer type games, you know, like for younger kids.
Your typical DS.
Yeah, typical DS shovelware.
Yeah.
But they had PS2 games, and they had, you know, half of them were sports games, you know, from, you know, early 2000s. But they had, like, the first Lord of the Rings game, which was based off the book, and Two Towers.
I do remember playing the first Lord of the Rings game. I wasn't a fan. I played it on the original Xbox. I got stuck or something. I didn't care for it. But
so they had that, and they had the Two Towers, which was based off the movie.
Yeah.
So I picked those two up, and then they had Final Fantasy X, X2, Black Tab. So non-greatest hits.
Non-fucking greatest hits.
And in great condition. So I grabbed those two. They had a sealed Final Fantasy 12 for PS2. So I grabbed that.
You see the ghost laughing
The ghost is laughing. So I grabbed that. The only downer was that it was a greatest hit, but it was still sealed. And I didn't have the game, so I was like, fuck it. I'll just grab it.
Again, I was advising Moses, if you guys don't know, on the, you know, GameStop is good for something at least. You can do the nice swap method where you have that greatest hits, you go in there, you find a non-greatest hits when you buy it, you know, no harm, no foul. But then you come back in with your greatest hits version, you're like, yeah, I just wanted to, like, return this or trade it for something else. I didn't really care for, like, really? You didn't care for fucking Final Fantasy 12? You know, like, nah, just, I don't get these Japanese RPG things, I don't know. So, you know, that way you get your clean, non-greatest hits, you know.
So I got those games, along with Killzone. The original Killzone
nice.
For PS2 for about $15, which isn't bad.
Yeah, all those games for $15 is not fucking
that's
bad
dirt
at all.
cheap, you know. Considering that some of them were still wrapped.
Yeah,
you know?
some of them were still sealed.
Yeah, so I made out, and then my roommate Derek is deciding that he's going to move. So, which is sad, unfortunately, because he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
But he wants to get rid of all his games, so he gave me a shit ton of Xbox 360 games, like Army of Two.
Yeah, but they're all like Call of Duty. So.
And Call of Duty. Well, no, that's cool. I like Call of Duty, and I haven't played through those, so it'll give me.
Yeah, it's worth playing through the campaign real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's fun, and the engine is really nice.
So, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. Thomas, have you had the opportunity to play anything now that you're on Steam?
I've been playing Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
2.
Left 4 Dead 2.
I'm playing Left 4 Dead 1 right now.
Yes, you are. But you have Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam. How do you like 2?
I don't have it. I was playing it on my friend's account. Again, I'm poor right now, so I don't have any games on the Steam except for the free ones. I do play War Thunder, which is a
free to play.
Free to play, and it's a flight simulator where you're in World War II type of planes. You're dogfighting pretty much, and there's a couple of different ways to play, different objectives that you can do. But it's basically 2 teams battle. Whoever wins. Playing Left 4 Dead.
And that actually is fun.
So there's this game, right? It's called Mario Brothers, and like there's this princess.
That's actually on PS4. Also, Thomas, if you didn't know,
it's on PS4.
Yeah, it's.
What's the game called again?
War Thunder.
War Thunder.
It's like dogfights and stuff like that.
That's cool.
It's on PS4.
That was just funny the way your voice describes
I know.
it.
We were like holding on to every word he was saying while
but it was just funny.
Take on the zombie horde. Okay, we'll hint in on Thomas, or Thomas can.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk while he's like being chased by like 30 or 40 fucking zombies at once.
We'll just let Thomas chime in when Ernest
cats are exploding.
Ernest and I are nearing our. Okay, so anyways.
Hey, everything I said up to now has been gold. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I'm not refuting that.
Okay, let's start some of these topics that we have for tonight. Yeah. Okay, so Konami, after all the rumors about them leaving console gaming and moving to mobile, officially commented this weekend about these so-called mobile plans that they're having.
Yeah.
They reached out to IGN. The CEO officially stated that Konami's idea of mobile first is not at all to focus purely on mobile. So they're confirming that they are, in fact, shifting to mobile. Mm-hmm. The aim is to continue building their portfolio of console, arcade, and card games while shifting to mobile, because Japan is the smartphone leader with nearly 50% of market share, larger than U.S. and China.
Yeah, their mobile phone game is on point over there.
So that's why Konami is shifting, not because...
Well, it's been like that for a while. Like, they've had a lot of success with, even back in the day, Tokimeki Memorial, which was like basically an early pioneer of dating sim games. It was like super popular. It actually, quote unquote, I don't know if it's completely true, but apparently the rumor is that it kind of like kept them afloat for a while.
Right.
And actually Koji Igarashi was like the guy who kind of created the very first one. He was taken over by I forget who. It's got like spiritual successor. You know, I forget what it's called because I'm not really into the dating sims that much. But
so commenting to IGN, they also confirmed the shift of how their internal. Well, they basically did confirm a lot of shifting going on internally in terms of development and how they're approaching it. I
mean, it's all financial reasons, which makes sense technically.
A lot of that news started when a lot of the rumors about Kojima and Konami started to, about their studio being renamed from Kojima Production LA to, Kojima or Konami Studios LA. You know what I mean? So apparently he confirmed that there are no more solo teams under Konami. And under this new Konami, dev leads are undertaking additional managerial positions. And all teams are under one roof. The Konami roof.
That's kind of like how it used to be, right?
So there's no more like, oh, this is the Winning 11 studio.
Right.
This is the Metal Gear studio. Yeah. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh studio. The Castlevania studio.
Well, wait, isn't it like that, but now that they're all under the same kind of building or something? Or are you saying that there's just no more teams, period?
Well, apparently they'll be restructuring their teams to where everybody is working on everything. Apparently, that's what I took out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
What do you think about that, though?
Well, hold on a second. Let me finish reading these notes real quick, and I'll tell you what I think.
All right.
There's more.
Fair enough.
There's more. They will continue to embrace challenges of creating entertainment via different platforms such as console, mobile, card-based games, and arcade to meet changing needs of the market. Their main platform will be in the future mobile, so they are completely shifting to focus on mobile first. And they are saying that they will continue to nurture top franchises that are beloved, such as Contra and Metal Gear, but they're not saying exactly what nurturing or what changes to those franchises they're going to make. Obviously, there's going to be big changes made to the Metal Gear franchise with Kojima, if he does in fact leave, as the rumors say that they are.
Pretty sure it's going to happen.
And then there's also rumors of them possibly selling off franchises, which we'll also talk about more in our next topic with one in particular. But Ernest, I want to ask you, with everything that I've just read off right now, what are you thinking?
It's horrible. It's scary. You know, this is just where the industry is going, especially for Japanese developers. Man. Yeah, there's nothing good. Like, I mean, there's really not that many games for PS4 or Xbox One that are like, you know, that you have to have, or that if I had an Xbox One, there's even right now. Okay, so somebody just gave me an Xbox One. What would I get? I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, Halo. You know, the Halo Master Chief Collection. Even though it's like totally, you know, apparently buggy and stuff, but that doesn't matter to me because I don't really play online. But I mean, other than that, like, what's like really? I get Sunset Overdrive, I get Killer Instinct, and like Crimson Dragon, and that's like, what else?
Probably it.
What else would you get? You know, other than like remakes, which is like, it's completely absurdly laughable at this point. How many, like every fucking game is a remake. Like it's like a parody of life or something. It's like, just, I can't even believe that this is real. You know, the internet's kind of starting to call it the Xbox 2.5 or 3.5 and the Xbox 2.5 and the PS 3.5.
Right. Like, they're not really bringing anything.
Because also graphically, they're not really. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, everything's 1080p except for a lot of the Xbox One games, and then even though they're having all kinds of like frame rate problems, and all the games are like super buggy, and it's like, this fucking joke. You want me to pay this much money for the system, and the games aren't like cheaper or anything, and they're like completely fucked up.
I think that it sucks because Konami has been a part of the video game culture for so long, and they're kind of going the way of Sega, but they're more successful than Sega. So while I understand they want to focus more on mobile, to shift their entire company towards it, I don't know, man.
Well, like, people don't buy good games anymore. You know what Call of Duty is like a huge seller, and they come out with a new version every fucking year.
Well, no, that Call of Duty is Activision.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because in general, the industry, this is, I mean, if people were buying like a shitload of these games, then there wouldn't be a problem, but they're not. They're putting their money towards stuff like Call of Duty, which comes out every fucking year, and it's pretty much the same fucking game, instead of like if there was like a new Castlevania game, it probably wouldn't sell that great, which is just tragic, because, you know, we're the fucking people who like paved the way for the fucking industry, and now these stupid motherfuckers come in with their fucking Call of Duty, and they're like yearly Assassin's Creed, and that's all they fucking buy, and that's all they fucking play. And then when, what's that weird fucking Japanese game with the weird hair? And I'm like, oh, you mean the shit that we've been playing since the 80s? Like, the reason there is fucking Call of Duty at all? That's fucking why. Now, when a company like Konami is going under, it's fucking really bad news for like people that, you know, like me and you, that
grew up on Contra and Castlevania.
Yeah,
what's going to happen to Castlevania? Like, are they going to reduce it to like a tap and touch?
I have no hope
at
all for, even if they do another one, I have no hope at all that it'll be
the last mobile Metal Gear game kind of sucked. If you remember, it was loosely based on Metal Gear Solid 4. It was for the iPad, not the iPad. Yeah, it was on iPad too, but more for iPhone. It was that Metal Gear Solid.
See, the thing is,
you ever play that, Ernest?
Well, the thing is, the reason I didn't is because, like, I have like much better things to do with my time than fucking play iPad fucking games. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, where are you that's your only gaming option? If that is, I'd rather just kind of like listen to some music or socialize or something like that, and then when I can play a game, I'll play a real game that's worth my fucking time. That's just like, I'd rather just sit and stare at the wall for a while than even bother.
Thomas, do you have thoughts on the Konami move to mobile?
Oh, Konami, isn't that the same company that makes the pachinko machines?
Yes. We talked about that last time, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And now they're going to say, oh, we're going now just to mobile.
Well, they're still going to make console games, but not nearly.
Their focus
they're
is
shifting to mobile. Eventually, that's probably what they're all.
Which again is smart. It's profitable right now, but you're going to alienate people.
I guess mobile is the same thing when you say PS4, Xbox now.
No. Mobile is like cell phone games and shit like that. iPad games.
But that's where the move is, I guess.
But that's the new norm right? Now that Thomas is saying. It's like that's.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wait,
yeah,
on.
that's.
I feel like there's a tank around here. Hold on.
No, it's cool.
Oh, there's a tank.
Okay, so let's speak on some of these rumors because it's actually going to go on to our next topic right now. That's a continuation rumor of Konami selling off franchises.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Apparently, a rumor hit later on in the week that Microsoft could be buying Silent Hills for Xbox One exclusivity. You're laughing at this. You think it's funny, Nick?
I haven't heard it.
Oh, you haven't heard it? Okay. So basically, it stemmed off rumors of Konami selling their IPs. Apparently, according to this source that confirmed that this was actually happening, and it was rumor at the time. Apparently, Silent Hills, or PT, whatever you prefer to call it, was 80% complete before it was canceled.
Yeah, I strongly doubt that for one. Two, it was the franchise of Silent Hill that was rumored, not just Silent Hills the game, but
right.
And
well, they're saying it's that the exclusivity begins with Silent Hill, and they're saying that that's potentially why it was removed from PSN.
Yeah, no,
Again, these are all rumors. This is not confirmed. But
no, because Phil Spencer is the head guy at Microsoft, quickly came out and said that
exactly.
He didn't say, well, we don't want to comment on rumors, or we don't want to say or about. He's like, no, this is like not true.
Right, and that's what I was going to say next is that he definitely killed the rumor on Twitter.
And you could say, well, of course Microsoft's going to do that. No, because quilling a rumor like that is really not good for business. So
right.
He wouldn't punch that rumor if it really.
Right. No, he went to Twitter and he said, and quote, "Sorry, this isn't true. Not sure where the rumor started, but I don't want to mislead anyone." At Xbox P3. So you
and it doesn't make sense to me. It even when it was just a rumor and Phil Spencer didn't confirm that it wasn't true, I still was extremely skeptical.
While I want it to be slightly true, just so we know that Silent Hills isn't dead.
Yeah, but see, it matters who's making it. That's like saying, as long as Contra doesn't die, and then they have like some shitty developer do it. It's kind of like you wish it would die.
What I would imagine if, and that's a small if, especially after Phil Spencer said, sorry, this isn't true, but keep in mind too, maybe that was a huge E3 surprise that just happened to leak, and now he's trying to mislead. So
doubtful, because then if it does at E3, everybody's gonna he's never gonna hear the end of it.
Yeah.
Then nobody will ever give him credibility for anything ever.
Anything, yeah.
All anybody has to do is say, "Yo, Silent Hills," and then like, what are you gonna say? No.
Right.
And he's not like some little guy at Microsoft. He's
the guy.
Yeah. So he can't be fucking around saying, "Oh, no." It could be true, but I'd say there's like a 5% chance.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, I have to agree. While I would want it to slightly be true, just because I don't want Silent Hills to die off.
Yeah, nobody does. That's why
it sucks, because that was heavily being touted as a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah,
so now
it's gonna be a big game,
Right. So now it shifts to Xbox One for no reason, And Kojima has been public about PlayStation Pro PlayStation, even though he likes to make games and have them on
He's been a Sony guy,
yeah. He's Japanese, so he's loyal to his countrymen,
Yeah.
So
basically that's pretty much it on that.
Well, I think in the future there's going to be a lot more of these things where different story and franchises are going to move between hands. Games have become a different a different monster than it was even 10 years ago. Where as an entertainment medium, it's huge. It's a $1 billion industry now, and things like this where if people want Silent Hill, this is the Norman Reedus, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, if people want it, just like the whole ukulele thing, it'll get done.
Well, yeah, I mean, the problem is like Norman Reed, basically Del Toro, he still wants to do the game.
He does, and he's been quoted as saying such that.
Yeah, that he's pissed.
Wait,
Konami,
they got the Del Toro for this?
Well, Guillermo del Toro was going to be producing it with Hideo Kojima.
With Norman Reedus and shit.
And Norman Reedus.
Yeah, he was going to be the main...
And Del Toro has been saying publicly that he's quite surprised that Konami just sandbagged, blackbagged this game and is trying to erase
I just think like it goes along with Konami going into mobile gaming and thinking, they're like, shit, like we're going to do this Silent Hills, yeah, and then they're like, no, we're going to move into mobile gaming. AAA games are too expensive. That's probably what it was, is an expense thing. They didn't want to... I think it's a combination of that. Like, the costs of games now are like so expensive, that's why there's not a lot of new shit.
Yeah.
That's why they're re-releasing old fucking games, because they gotta like
make a little bit of money.
They gotta make as much money as they can off of every fucking every property, like, which makes sense again, but it's just fucking kind of unfortunate.
We're gonna talk about another rumor. The Hollywood Reporter is currently reporting that Disney has canceled pre-production on Tron 3. Tron 3 was slated to start filming in Vancouver this fall, with Olivia Wilde, Garrett Hedlund, who were actors in the in Tron Legacy, the two leads.
Was Jeff Bridges going to be in it?
They didn't confirm that he was returning at the time when they announced that Tron 3 was going to start happening in April.
Yeah.
But the director of Tron Legacy was going to come back as well. They're all set to return. I imagine Jeff Bridges was going to be
probably
in
if they
it.
Need
you can't have Tron without Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, that's what I say, but
Tron. But apparently, according to the report, the film was not greenlit, even though the director and the two actors were scheduled to come back, which is odd. How do you not greenlight a film and say, oh, okay, and have a source like the Hollywood Reporter and Variety report that Tron 3 is in the works and this and that? Now same source is saying that they're not. I wonder if this has to do with, the sudden cancellation of Tron 3. I wonder if this has to do with Tomorrowland tanking. Because Tomorrowland cost about $180 million to make, and an opening weekend it only made $33 million.
Which one was Tomorrowland?
That much,
which one was Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland was the latest movie with George Clooney.
With who? With George Clooney?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. What was fucking Tomorrowland, yeah. It had George Clooney. I still don't even know what the fuck it was.
And that's the thing, too, because marketing for that movie was really bad. The whole time they marketed that movie, they never really gave us a real solid look at what Tomorrowland was. All the trailers was like, so you want to see what Tomorrowland is? Here it comes. And then the trailer ends. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that shit.
And we just get little tiny glimpses of it in the trailer. Now, I haven't seen the movie yet. I imagine they probably show a lot more than they do in the trailers, but from what I'm hearing, there's not enough Tomorrowland in the movie named Tomorrowland. So
it's like Godzilla, how there's only 15 minutes of Godzilla at the very end of it.
Yeah. It's like, man, fuck that. I've been falling for that shit since like the 80s, dude. No more.
So I was actually looking forward to seeing Tron 3. I was I wouldn't say one of the few people, but I felt that the film was very underrated.
I agree.
It could have had a little bit.
Oh, the ghost does not approve.
The ghost does not approve. That's fine.
Sorry, dude.
Tron.
I liked it too.
For what it was, I liked it.
Yeah, for what it was, yeah.
In hopes that it was going to be the first of like a new trilogy.
Yeah.
And if looking at that standpoint, it was very pleasing to me.
Yeah, me too. I liked it.
Yeah,
I didn't love it, but I definitely liked it.
But I catch myself watching it every once in a while. Not
sure.
Not forcibly,
Right, but it's a fun movie to look at.
Yeah, I like the vibe. I like,
Yeah,
I like
me
the tone.
too.
I like the tone of it.
And I think if more than just us did, it had its fans.
So, Thomas, what do you think about the cancellation of Tron 3?
Not surprised.
And why are you not surprised?
Because here's the thing. The problem with Tron is that unlike the first movie where it was revolutionary to the point it was beyond its time. It was ahead of its day.
Right.
So that people couldn't really even understand what the hell the movie was about.
Mm.
Then, for me, it just felt like they did the Matrix thing where it's just a huge rave in Tron, you know? And it's just... I don't know. The music was pretty cool. I thought the music was pretty, you know.
Yeah, nobody's disputing that Daft Punk.
You know, everything, all that stuff. You know, music was fine.
That was the best part of the whole.
Actually, yeah. I think people would like
cycles are pretty sick.
Have you remember the music than the movie. The thing about Tomorrowland that you were talking about is that I want to talk about is the $150 million for that.
Oh my god.
What? Oh my god. that.
You know, I guarantee like half of that went to Clooney, probably, right?
If it did, man, that's the thing. Clooney, who is he now that he's such a big draw for who? Me? No, I don't give a fuck about Clooney.
I don't know. Clooney's good.
He's the Cloon, man.
Clooney's good, bro.
Old women fucking.
Are they robbing a casino or a casino owner or
no
somebody
casinos
related to casinos?
No casinos.
Then Clooney has no business being on the. No. Is there Brad Pitt? Is Brad Pitt in this movie? No? Then George Clooney has no business being on the screen. I'm being mean because I'm also playing Left 4 Dead. And I have so much rage against these zombies. Oh, shh! Look at this witch just chilling right there. You almost got me, you stupid bitch. You almost fucking got me. Hold on. Molotov cocktail, ho! Run away.
Oh my god.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break from our topics as we usually do or had done on the last podcast and the one before that got deleted.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start doing This Week in Gaming History.
All right.
This Week in Gaming History.
So we're going to cover this 4-day weekend starting on May 29th. Starting with May 29th. In 2007, Forza 2 came out in the U.S., 2002, Medal of Honor Frontline came out in the U.S. In 2001, Crazy Taxi 2 came out in the U.S. In 1999, the infamous Superman 64 came out. Nick got a good one on that one.
He did.
And Gradius came out in arcade in Japan in 1985.
Wow.
May 30th.
Fuck.
Hitman Blood Money, which isn't really history, but I felt like it was Hitman, so I threw it in there.
There are Hitman fans, dude. There are some.
Hitman came out in the U.S. in 2006.
Oh no, Hitman! My friend's playing Hitman 3. What's up?
Exactly.
What's up, man?
No, Hitman's great.
No, we're saying that it's popular, dude. People like it.
Okay, so anyways, Hitman Blood Money USA came out in 2006, May 30th. Also on May 30th, Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color came out in the U.S. in 2006. In 1979, Capcom established IRM Corporation to develop and sell electronic game machines in Matsubara. Did I say that shit right? I'm white, sorry. Matsubara, Osaka.
Matsubara, Osaka.
May 30th. This is going to be a short one because there wasn't much to discuss there. A lot of ports and shit on May 31st, I should say. May 31st, Halo 2 came out for PC in the U.S. in 2007. Banjo-Kazooie came out in the U.S. in 1998. And Road Rash 3D came out in the U.S. in 1998 as well.
Banjo-Kazooie.
June 1st was a big day for gaming.
Awesome.
The not-so-big Alpha Protocol came out in 2010 in the U.S. That was just worth mentioning. Flagship Corporation merged with Capcom and later dissolved in 2007. Flagship Corporation helped develop games in the Onimusha, Resident Evil, and Zelda franchises.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I feel like I should know that.
I think maybe like some of the mobile games. So I'm not sure where Onimusha.
I heard Onimusha.
Yeah,
and I heard some other good stuff on
Onimusha.
there.
So,
yeah, if you guys haven't played Onimusha, you're thinking, I never checked them out. They're fucking tight. All three, the first three at least. Yeah.
That's a game that needs an HD remake.
I would be all over it.
I would fucking pre-order that shit, and I hate pre-ordering.
Onimusha, yeah, me too. But Onimusha is the shit.
That would be worth it. Chronicles of Riddick came out in the U.S. on Xbox Original in 2004.
I heard it was good.
Metal Slug 3 came out on Neo Geo in Japan in 2000.
Metal Slug 3 did?
Yeah.
All right, so it's not that old then. That's cool.
The original Dynasty Warriors for PS1 came out in the U.S. in '97.
Oh, wow.
Virtual Bart came out on the Super Nintendo in the U.S. in 1994. Also, on June 1st, all 3 Super Star Wars games came out. On
Virtual Console?
No, on Super Nintendo. In 94 was Return of the Jedi, Super Return of the Jedi. In 93 was The Empire Strikes Back. And in 92 was Super Star Wars.
Wait, all on June 1st?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
All on June 1st.
Wow.
So every year, for 3 years, they just had a new Super Star Wars game. Yeah, that's crazy. They don't do shit like that anymore.
No, awesome. Exactly. That's super
And then
dope.
last but not least, Apple DOS 3.2 was released for Apple II in 1979. So that's this week's gaming history.
Oh, pretty cool.
So let's talk about the last of our topics. We're going to start shooting off some E3 predictions because next Sunday will be next podcast will be the Sunday before E3 week, and we'll talk about probably announcements and shit that have been made leading into the show. And then I think we'll have we might do a show there with some guests. I'm still trying to figure some of that out. So I'll have like an impromptu interview session with a couple of guests there. Hopefully, if that all works out, I may have to cut this part out because I'm not sure if I can get that, but we'll try it. And then we'll have another cast after the show for all the announcements that were confirmed and made and whatnot, and we'll talk about that shit.
Yeah, because you guys will already know what happened. It's just more like, kind of dissecting.
Yeah, we'll dissect what happened at the show, and we'll share video footage and photos that I took at the show as well as any other events that I get to go to for that, since I'm registered for press. Let's talk about these E3 predictions. Ernest, let's start with Nintendo.
I think they're just gonna show game. First of all, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're gonna talk about the NX." I'm like, no, they're not. They've said that they're not going to. I mean, they're like, "Oh, I know they're not going to show it." I'm like, yeah, I don't even think they're going to talk about it at all. Really, I think it's just going to be all games. Like, they really, really must show something from Star Fox, especially because again, it's supposed to come out this year. And it's E3. They have to show something if it's not totally playable. Somebody made mention it'd be nice to see or hear an announcement or something for a new F-Zero game. I and a lot of people would not mind that at all. Yoshi's Woolly World will definitely be there, and I can't wait to check that out. I heard it's pretty good. From Nintendo, they got Splatoon came out, and everybody's pretty much the consensus is that they're for the type of game it is, they're really liking it a lot.
Okay.
So I don't think anything too crazy, but what I mentioned, I think that's pretty much. I'm sorry, I could totally be wrong, but I really don't think that they're going to announce it or even say anything about a new Metroid. As for Sony, supposedly they're admitting that they're kind of light on first-party games and stuff like that. So
they did confirm that they are going to be light this year on first-party games.
And it's like, I like the PS4 hardware, but that's really not a good look.
Yeah.
Because we're not it's not like first year we're like, oh yeah, it's going to be kind of slow. This is the third fucking year? But we're heading into the third year. This is end of the second year practically, right? This console's been out.
But if they're going to have minimal support this year for PS4,
this is not the right year for that.
I wonder what games they are going to introduce, though.
Exactly.
Whatever they have to introduce this year, it has to be big enough.
A new God of War, right? They'll show.
Is God of War big enough to not have any other first-party games, though?
Yeah, they should have some, but they'll probably have the God of War 3 remaster there, which I'm personally I'm pretty excited about that.
That's true. They more than likely will have God of War 3
at 60
remastered.
frames per second. That's everything to me. So. I don't think they'll have a new God of War game. I have no idea what other kind of stuff that they'll have. So that's the kind of thing about E3 this year, really slow. So it's everybody's kind of curious on what will fucking be there. As far as Microsoft, the one thing that really, I think they're full of shit. But it's kind of, and everybody thinks Microsoft's full of shit. I'm not saying that they are, but that's just the kind of feeling that you get from Microsoft. But the thing is, they did say this year they're this is going to be the biggest year in Xbox history for games. This is going to be their they're gonna own the floor of fucking games. I'm like, well, that's exciting. They need to, so that sounds really cool. But fucking like what, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking idea. So I'm curious, but I'm not curious enough to fall into Microsoft's trap of getting all hyped and be like, dude, this is gonna be like the best year for fucking Xbox. They're gonna have all the. We'll see. I don't fucking know.
Are you looking forward to any other third-party games?
Honestly, for current, quote-unquote current gen, next gen, whatever, not really. Like, there's like nothing I'm really looking forward to right now, which is really odd.
Not even Need for Speed?
Oh yeah. Speaking of Need for Speed, so it's a reboot, and they're saying like, even if you don't want to go online with it, if you just want to play one player, you have to be connected.
So it's gonna have always on.
It's gonna have always on DRM. Yeah.
Fuck.
And even if people are like, well, you know what? We need to like kind of get over this because we're always online anyway. Your laptop is always fucking online whenever you play Xbox. It doesn't have to be online, but it always is online. Yeah, maybe that's true, maybe not. Not for everybody, but the point is that's not the point. The point is that after, say, especially this is Electronic Arts, so in 2 or 3 years they are going to shut those servers down.
Right.
Like it's going to happen for sure.
Yeah, eventually.
So if you don't say you just that's fine, I don't want to play online. I just want to just one player, whatever. The fact that you still need to be connected online that means the game is just it's worthless then.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even play it one player. You have to. Why would you need to fucking be online to play a one player fucking game? They're like, it'll be worth it. Blah blah. They said some fucking total corporate bullshit. Go fuck yourself, EA. Sorry, you may need to edit that out, but if you don't have to,
I'm gonna leave it.
Go fuck yourself, EA.
I'm gonna leave it. They don't pay any bills right now.
No shit. You know, it's like how pretentious to say like, even though you want to play one player, you always have to be online. But don't worry, we'll make the features worth it. Man, don't fucking suck a dick.
Thank you, Ernest.
You know, that's like, really? Because, goddamn it, EA, I cannot live without fucking Need for Speed. Which, you know, sorry, I know there's like lots of Need for Speed fans, but I don't think I've ever played one well-designed, well-developed, one well-controlling Need for Speed game.
I liked Underground.
They're all loose. They're all there. There's no, like, you can't, it's not precise. You don't go through a thing and you don't learn how the power sliding mechanics work. There is no fucking power sliding mechanics. It's just like, you just kind of like go into the turns and hope you don't slam into a wall. It's just fucking garbage. And that's every Need for Speed game. So
even the Undergrounds?
Yeah, they all suck. Even the ones developed by Criterion are better, but they're not great. They're just okay at best. You know, I like the original Need for Speed, you know, on the 3DO. It was cool, but it's dated. It's no Daytona USA. It's no Sega Rally, so why fucking bother? You know, it's no Wipeout. It's no Motor Tune. You know, like fucking like what's the point?
Thomas, what do you think? Let me rephrase this. Thomas, what do you think is going to be announced at E3 this year?
I'm looking forward to Bethesda. They are doing their own private little thing. This is the first time they've ever done an event like this by themselves. And with that, I'm hoping for some really good news on the terms of Fallout 4 especially.
Oh my god, yes.
There's really no other game I'm looking forward to.
I believe you're looking forward to some Valve stuff because you are playing a Valve game, and Valve also makes another
Half-Life 3 is that's never gonna happen. I've told myself it's not gonna happen. Stop looking forward to it. It just makes me depressed every fucking day.
Hey, you know what? I don't know if Fallout 4 is gonna happen, bro.
And Bethesda is also announcing Doom this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they released a.
Is it doing it though?
You know, I really don't know. I've only seen a quick 12-second teaser trailer that's out.
Yeah.
And they show like an imp or something or some you know, one of the famous characters.
Yeah,
you know,
probably the imp. Yeah.
Yeah, or like a skeleton guy or whatever, and they just say Doom is coming or whatever, and then they're gonna have the full reveal at the Bethesda conference.
Oh man.
So I'm looking forward to that because I've literally bought every Doom game ever released. And multiple times on various platforms.
Doom 64, y'all.
Yeah, so I'm a Doom guy.
It's fucking so good.
I do have a couple predictions. Let me just read these off real quick, and then we'll start wrapping it up.
But wait. Before you move away from Doom, though, I did want to ask, from the footage you saw, did it look like they were using the Rage engine? The idTech, whatever, 5, I think?
It was not enough footage to tell, to be honest with you. It was merely like...
PC footage, or...?
Yeah, it was merely a tease of one type of character, and then like it said Doom.
Right,
like you
so
could, it was
it's not
barely
really,
a look. You know,
basically
what I
like what was that game? Dead Island shit.
Yeah, it's basically
They fucking show that amazing intro and then the game itself just I don't know.
It's garbage.
Sorry, I
no, it's cool.
Thought it was garbage too. Yeah. I didn't really like.
So I'm really looking forward to Doom. That's one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most at this year's show. I think Nintendo is not going to announce anything NX. I think that they need to focus on the Wii U, and I think that this is going to be the last year that they super focus hard on Wii U. And I think next year they're going to start, slowly leaking NX news and teases and tech demos and stuff like that. Hey,
you know what? Which would be smart because right now, since like the PS4 and the Xbox One aren't really, again, they're not really setting the world on fire. It'd be a good time for Nintendo to kind of sneak in, and they might be able to, get some market share back.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the PS4 and the Xbox One, they're not really that strong. They're not that powerful. So Nintendo could come in with a powerful system, and with Nintendo's fucking games, could be all right.
With no announcement or any source to fund this prediction on,
hell yeah,
I'm gonna predict that they're going to reveal Metroid Wii U because it's totally out of left field. And in fact, if I know, but I'm just throwing it out there. It's my predictions. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, we should make a wager because I'm totally like, no, they won't. You're like, I think they will.
I'll throw in a couple bucks on it. I think they're going to announce Metroid because it would be out of left field, and if Zelda truly isn't going to be there this year, which I think is bullshit.
But they said Zelda won't be there?
They said it won't. They said it won't, but I think it's going to be behind closed doors. So I think that with Zelda not being there, they're saying they're going to have to pull out Star Fox. They're going to have to pull out something Mario or Luigi.
Luigi Mansion 2.
That would be awesome.
My God.
Luigi Mansion 2. Nintendo.
How do you think of that?
Me neither, dude. Luigi's Mansion 2.
The second game that came out was on DS.
I heard it was
kind of
cool
was too, more or less.
But no, dude, I want to.
But a true
doesn't
sequel.
Fucking count, bro.
Yeah, a true sequel would be awesome. So definitely Star Fox. I think that we're gonna get Metroid. It would be awesome.
It would totally be awesome because I love Metroid.
Yeah, at least a tease. It doesn't have to come out this year.
But I don't think that they'll do a Metroid for Wii U. Period. I think they'll skip this.
Really?
Yeah, I just do because like didn't have a Metroid for the longest time. Like for N64, they didn't have one, and then it came a little bit later on in the GameCube's life cycle, and then they did like, two of them on the GameCube, and they did like two of them on the Wii. I think for the Wii U, they'll let Metroid rest for a little while and work on some other franchises. Mm-hmm. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just do another fucking Metroid again.
Would you guys still play Metroid if some of the game took place outside of the suit? So you're just running around Samus, maybe having to get the suit.
I think you do that in Other M, don't you?
I think in Another M that was the shtick.
That was the thing about Other M is that you play as like Zero Suit for a little while.
Yeah.
I haven't played M yet, but actually the Ghost has played Other M.
He has.
A little bit.
A little bit. So for Sony, I'm going to predict that they're going to show off Last Guardian. I think it's been over 5 years now since they last talked about it and showed something.
I think that when you go there to E3 and ask them, they'll be like, what?
Because
What's the Last Guardian?
But that's cool, though. It'll get people talking about it
There's no such thing as the Last Guardian, bro. What are you talking about? Can you follow this gentleman outside, please?
I'll be at the conference being like, "Where's my?"
You're like, "No, dog. I've seen footage of this Last Guy. Were you kidding me?"
So
they should say something.
In a recent interview, also Sony referred to the Vita and PS TV as legacy hardware.
What does that mean?
That's what they. That's the term legacy? They use to discuss
I heard that too, but
PS3, PS2, and PSP. Dated hardware that they no longer support. So this year,
they said that about the Vita.
This year, yes,
that's bullshit.
So they called it legacy hardware. So this year, I'm expecting no Vita games by Sony to be shown.
They fucking Virtual Boy'd that thing, dude.
Yeah, I'm not even expecting to see it on display there. To be honest with you, if I see one Vita game by Sony there, being demoed, I'm going to shit bricks, dude. I'm going to fucking be so happy. Because I got a Vita. I want to play more games,
it's good fucking hardware. That fucking OLED screen is...
Other than that, they've already said that they're not going to have a lot of first-party support for PS4. So what does that leave room for in terms of groundbreaking announcements that are going to get people talking? I think we're going to get a price drop on the console.
Oh, shit.
And I think we're going to get a new bundle.
Yeah, definitely a new bundle. They bundle every big game that fucking comes out. There's a fucking Xbox or a PS, whatever, for that game.
For Microsoft, even though we talked about it earlier, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that Silent Hills is going to show up. I know it's not. You're looking at me like
gone.
You're looking at me like shaking your head.
It's done, bruh.
It's dead.
I'm still hoping it shows up.
Everybody does, but it's totally not going to happen. Even though honestly, fuck, at this point, how could it possibly live up to the hype?
Right. I also see them focusing more on Xbox mobile gaming for tablets and and their Windows Phone and all that stuff. More emphasis on games coming out for mobile.
Tragic, mobile shit, dude.
Since everybody's making this big deal about shifting to mobile, I see Sony stepping up in the mobile game with PlayStation Now and PlayStation Mobile and PSN, and I see Xbox doing the same thing. Also for Xbox, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of PlayStation Mobile, I really hope none of you bought any actual games on that fucking thing.
Why?
Because apparently they're no longer supporting it. And they're saying, if you bought anything digitally, and after 2017, if you try to re-download it, no can do, buddy. Thanks for your support. We appreciate the money that you put into it, but unfortunately now you're totally SOL.
My last Microsoft prediction is going to be one that kind of slipped under the radar a little bit. They re-registered the name, and these characters made a quick cameo in Shovel Knight just recently. I think that Microsoft is going to reveal Battletoads. I think that they're going to announce Battletoads at E3, and it'll give hecklers and trolls a whole new reason to call their GameStop and harass the shit out of them for Battletoads. And now these managers are going to have to actually give a release date. So I think that they're going to announce Battletoads.
Hey, hopefully people remember what the fuck Battletoads is.
Oh, they will. Once they see Battletoads, they're going to shit bricks. It's going to be awesome. Trust me, it'll be good. If you get Double Helix or something, because Rare won't make it, because Rare doesn't do
Helix
shit
is
anymore.
Coming up.
Rare doesn't do anything anymore. And since Microsoft pretty much bought Rare just so they can get those franchises.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because they took Killer Instinct and they didn't have Rare do it. They had,
they raked it, and they raked Banjo too. So
Double Helix.
So I think we're gonna get Battletoads.
Well, actually, Rare did do Banjo, but it's all new people, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not that Rare.
Yeah. The comedy was there, but.
Sweet. Okay, so Thomas actually has a topic that he wants to talk about in regards to Disneyland. So Thomas, go on ahead.
Well, going on the same thread as the last show, we were talking about how Universal and Nintendo are going to work something out to increase their theme park. Disneyland, after 19 years, has brought back the Electrical Parade. For those people that have no idea what I'm talking about, back in the day, there was this thing called the Main Street Electrical Parade. It opened in 1972. It ran for 24 years and then closed in 1996. So
really?
Yeah, and so for 19 years,
Disneyland's
been sitting on this idea, and for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland, they brought it back. They've renamed it the Paint the Night New Electrical Parade. It opened the 22nd of May of this year, and
paint the night with these nuts.
And from the if people remember the old one, the Main Street Electrical Parade had all the lights and everything on the floats. Well, this one, not only are there lights on the floats, but also on the costumes. Apparently, there's
what?
Apparently
Dude, so
a total of 1,500,000 LED lights was used for this parade. I'll put some pictures on my Twitter feed to show people what some of the pictures that they have. It's absolutely amazing, and they're putting franchises from all over, from Little Mermaid to Peter Pan, Toy Story, Frozen. The most impressive thing that I saw was the Cars Mack truck, a full-size Mack truck parade float, and bright lights. It's absolutely amazing. I definitely put the kudos to Disneyland for bringing something back that's nostalgic for a lot of people that they can share with their kids, And so, good job, Disneyland.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that they had. I heard something about that at work. I had a coworker that was at Disneyland for the 60th anniversary day, where they shut the park down and you can only go between both parks and whatnot. And Yeah, she was telling me some horror stories. She said at the end of the day she was crying and shit because she was just so beat and tired. And I've heard friends tell me stories about. Yeah, she was so beat and tired. She was like crying at the end of the day. She just wanted it to end. Not like that, but but she was just and Jared just told me, my brother Jared.
That's funny. My brother's name is Jared too.
Yeah, we both got brothers named Jared. But my brother works at Disney also, and he's told me stories about the 60th. So yeah, that's crazy. I didn't. Did they say how long it was going to be back for, or is there a permanent fixture, Thomas?
I believe it's a permanent fixture. Again, they spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
I think
million lights. Yeah.
A million plus lights. Almost 2 million LED lights for this. So. How long it's going to run for? Disney's known to run things for a little bit. The one before this, right after they canceled the Main Street Electrical Parade, it was called Light Magic, and it only ran for 4 months. And then they're like, okay, shut this thing down. It's a failure. So
wait, what was it like?
I have no idea. I don't remember. It only ran for 4 months. So
fuck.
It was
an epic failure.
Yeah, it was an epic failure. So they're just like, all right, cancel it. And so they've been sitting on this for a while now, and so they finally apparently have a parade that's worthy to have the electrical parade name behind it. So congratulations, Disneyland.
That is fucking sick. Yeah, so anybody who went out and got the Handsome Collection Borderlands, which you should get because it's awesome. But, I don't know. With these new consoles, you'd think that they could take a last-gen game, just up the resolution from 720 to 1080 and, go from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second. You'd figure with the new console there wouldn't be any issues, but apparently there is, if you have it, it's got a lot of slowdown and stuff. So the new patch apparently really fixed all that shit, which is nice. Witcher 3 just came out and everybody's just loving the shit out of that game for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Such a good game.
Is it really?
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it. It's
really?
Awesome.
What's so good about it?
It
doesn't look that good to me. It doesn't look that interesting.
You ever play The Witcher 2?
No, I never even heard of The Witcher until everybody got all fucking crazy.
It's on 360. The original, or not the original. The Witcher 2. You should play it.
It doesn't look very interesting though. Like
all
the
I know
character
is it's super
designs
sexy, man. It's sexy.
No, dude, you play like this fucking weird ass fucking old guy who's like not quite obese.
Yeah, you got
he's
witches,
not quite obese,
bro.
but he's just like he's definitely got he's of generous proportions.
He's the witch whisperer, the Witcher, dog.
What the Witcher? I don't want to be like what? I'm like a male witch or something.
No,
what
you
the
hunt
fuck,
witches.
dude?
Yeah, dog.
I don't what.
This guy doesn't understand the concept.
Hunt witches with your little broomsticks
Trust
and
me, bro.
like I don't know.
Play it.
And
Play
all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll see what's
check
up.
out 2. You'll like it.
You guys must all like it for some reason, so
Yeah,
I'll
you'll
check
like
it out.
Yeah, it's cool.
It looks fucking. I don't know. It doesn't
game.
look that good to me, but I prefer my my emo androgynous Japanese stuff. So with giant human-sized swords and everything. So yeah, but apparently they the frame rate was not so much that it was bad. It just fluctuated like radically all over the place, and so the new patch has I'm not gonna say locked it because that would mean it wouldn't dip below 30 frames per second, but they capped it at 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's cool. Apparently though the PS4 version is actually kind of faltering a little behind the Xbox One version this time, where Xbox One has fewer dropped frames than the PS4 version, but the Xbox One version is only running at 900 it's 900p and then 1080p for the PS4 version. So me, of course, I take frame rate over resolution, especially when it's that minute. But yeah, so the new patch is out, and apparently, so that's good that they kind of fixed it up a little bit.
Did they fix Ultra Street Fighter 4 yet?
No, that's a good.
And you know what? I was actually thinking about talking that too, but I didn't know if we were going to be able to cover that real quick. But might
wrap it up real fast.
Yeah, we can talk about it real quick.
So let's cover it. It's broken.
So apparently, Street Fighter 4 for Ultra Street Fighter 4 for PS4 has quite a few issues. And so Capcom made a statement this past weekend stating that because they have the Capcom Pro Tour that they do. And so they usually use.
I think it's
the
even
latest
sponsored
version.
by Sony too. So.
Yeah, and Capcom. So, the game. Well, I'll get to that. So they usually move to the latest version of the game when they do these tournaments.
Right,
But since the PS4 version is so buggy, a lot of tournament goers are really concerned about the remaining tournament lineup. And are we going to be having to? Are we going to have to use the PS4 version? So Capcom has stated that for the foreseeable future until for this year's worth of tournaments, that until they announce different, they're going to allow sponsored tournaments to use their hardware of choice, as opposed.
I heard they were using the 360 version because it has the lowest latency.
Right. They actually confirmed that they're allowing the tournament runners to use their preferred console of choice. So whether that be PS3 or Xbox 360, probably Xbox 360 because it's the like you said, the one with the least amount of bugs.
Well, I heard that's not so much bugs, but just for one, I heard that that's what they were replacing the PS4 one with. I don't know if it's just you can use yours of choice.
Yeah, no, they confirmed that you can use your console of choice, your hardware choice.
Well, but still, the 360 version is still a little better than even the PS3 version. Of course. It's got anti-aliasing, which apparently the PS3 version didn't. It's got a little bit less latency than the PS3 version. As far as I think that's the only differences, really.
Yeah. So
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the only differences. But the PS4 version's got it's got all kinds of issues.
Yeah, it's having network issues. There's all type of game-breaking glitches.
Yeah, there's all kinds of.
It's the Master Chief collection of Sony.
Hey, and you know what? They just offered ODST and a recreation of the Relic map from one of the past Halo games. I forget which one, but they just offered that to people for free who purchased Master Chief Collection within a certain period of time since the game itself launched, which is bullshit because the game is still broken.
I heard that they kind of fixed it a little bit.
Yes, but no.
But then it's also, you got to mention that it's broken in what way?
Okay, yeah, so apparently a lot of people are still having multiplayer issues. The game just glitches out every once in a while. You can see through walls and see exterior layers that you're not supposed to see, stuff like that.
So there's clipping, but...
Yeah, so apparently they fixed a lot of those issues.
These are things that don't affect me, so that's fine.
Yeah. Those are issues that they apparently adjusted or addressed, but in doing that, there's new issues. So they're constantly just finding new issues. And so they released this ODST add-on DLC, which is the whole game, ODST, that was on 360.
Which is really good. I like it.
Yeah, it was a great game. And so they're giving that out for free for people who bought the game when it came out at launch. And the game's still not fixed. So all the people who have the game now and still have a broken game will still have to buy ODST.
That's only like $5. So.
Is it only $5?
I think that was the thing. Was there was like, well, if you didn't get it for free, how much are they going to charge for it? And it hasn't been announced. But then
$5
somewhere I read that $5. I saw that mentioned in the comments somewhere. I don't know if that's true, but
Thomas,
it sounds like it'd be about right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those issues sound like those are specific to playing it multiplayer. If you're like me and you don't really play multiplayer, then it doesn't sound like it's anything that'll affect me. It sounds like if I get the Master Chief Collection, I'm not really gonna have too many issues.
Right.
So I'm pretty happy there. I can't wait to get it when I get an Xbox One because I want to play all the old, Halo games in 60 frames per second, and just kind of see the nice little polish and shine that they added to it.
So we're gonna wrap up this podcast. Ernest, where can people find you online?
You guys can always find me, as you know, at any rendition of Emperor Ernest or Emperor_Ernest on, Xbox, PSN, Backloggery, Twitter. I don't have Instagram, so yeah.
Okay.
Don't look for me there.
Thomas, where can people find you online?
People can follow me on Twitter at Thomas DCC Lee, and I'll be more than happy to respond to tweets and stuff like that. So
yes, he just started his
some
Tweeter.
Pretty funny tweets.
He just started his Tweeter too. So
I'm new to this, so,
so it's funny.
I can't wait until I get the backlash of it all. I'm like, oh god, cyberbullying. So
and yes, I said Tweeter.
Yeah, you did say Tweeter.
I did say Tweeter. I've been calling it the Tweeter.
That shit is like tweak, dude.
Ghostly Nick, where can people find you online? He's a ghost.
He's a ghost. How the hell? What do you mean? How you find me?
Awesome.
How do you find a ghost?
People can find me online, Instagram, Twitter, Steam, and PSN at Moses IVVIOC. I'm also on Xbox Live at Moses X IVVIXOC. You can also catch me at WTFGamersOnly on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook. Also catch me at at WTFGamersOnly.com. We also are going to have that E3 show next week, or not next week, I believe in 2.5 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. New episode of WTFGO Let's Play Stuff is also going to be out in the next couple days, hopefully.
Let's play.
So thanks again to Eric and his crew for doing that. This is going to wrap up episode 4. Any final words, guys? Dead silence. Okay.
Dead Space.
Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead.
Dead Space.
So on that note, we're going to wrap up episode 4. Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace out. Game on.